Okay, in this part we'll cover the process of creating realistic looking grass. At first let's create a cylinder with a radius of 50 centimeters. Delete the lower part and move it to the ground. Let's now create a plane that's about 10 centimeters high. Make 6 long segments and convert it to poly. Scale vertices to resemble the look of a straw. I will place a straw texture now. Now apply UVW map to be sure that the mapping is correct. Let's copy our object several times and assign a FDD modifier to each one of them. I will now add 2 more edges on this second straw and modify it with FDD 4x4 modifier. Modify each single straw so each one of them looks different. Now it's time to install Advanced Painter. It's a free script that you can find on ScriptSpot. After downloading, you have to drop it to viewport. Next, open Customize User Interface, Toolbars, and choose Advanced Painter in the category. Click New and name your toolbar something like Painter or whatever. Now just drag Open Action to the toolbar. So now anytime you click on that button, Advanced Painter will open up. Let's select all the straws and reset their X-forms. Next we have to correct pivots of the straw and move them to the base of our mesh. Otherwise they would scatter incorrectly. Let's scale down our cylinder a little bit. And now let's pick all the straws. Change the painter type to randomizer and pick all the straws. You can change max orientation to randomize the rotation. Now select ground and click paint to start painting. Try to make grass a little denser in the middle. After a while, almost all the area is filled. I will just change max scale to paint some taller straws in the middle. I have to decrease the minimum distance parameter to be able to paint denser. Okay, first grass models are ready. As you can see, I've created some other vegetations elements to make the grass look more diversified. I will show you how to create it. The first step is finding a good reference, for example on CG textures. I have chosen this one and I've changed a color a little bit. Now create a plane and assign a dowel on the texture. Before cutting our mesh, use Preserve UVW option. This way our mapping will stay the same when moving vertices. Okay, so let's now just use Cut option and create a mesh that will be easy to edit. First of all, cut along the edge of the plant. Next, connect it to the center vertex and then add an inner ring. select middle vertex and move it a little bit down. Now let's select object border and add a noise modifier to it. Noise scale has to be very small, so the amount of 0.5 will be okay. Rest of the plants were done the similar way. Now I will make another grass path and put my randomized elements to it. Again, try to make it denser in the middle so it can seamlessly connect with the other grass paths. Okay, I'm done with creating 3 different grass patterns. The third one is made only with clovers. I've attached grass straws altogether. Okay, now we'll move to material setup, and in this particular cases I will use V-Ray two-sided material. First you have to create simple V-Ray shader with texture and reflection. I've used reflection value of 30 and Fresnel value of 2.0. Next step will be changing material type to two-sided and keeping the old material as a submaterial. Now our shader will act like a translucent one. The same material is also used on clovers and all the other vegetation models in this scene. Now delete all the circles below the grass. Before we'll do anything, it's always good to reset object's X form and then convert it to poly. Also we have to check object's pivots. Make sure it is in the lower center part of our object. After setting up, now we can convert these models to V-Ray proxies. I will reduce faces in preview to 100 to make this scene work better. Remember to check automatically create proxies option, and because this will keep the material on our proxies. You can also check bounding box option to improve viewport speed. Let's merge the prepared proxies in our scene. And now use Advanced Painter to paint the first element on the ground. Make sure you paint them close to each other. I will scale this element to be able to paint closer to the water. Now select other parts of the grass and paint them on their surface. As you can see, I've made this area very dense. After painting so many objects, the viewport starts to work very slow. There is a way to make it work better. Let's open Material Editor and pick the proxy object. Now let's select proxies by material. Next step is moving our proxies to a new layer, so don't deselect them and just create a new layer. As you can see, all the proxies are automatically moved. You can now rename it to something like grass-01 and let's just now hide this layer. You can do the same thing with your remaining proxies. Okay, and here's the trick. You can activate render hidden geometry in the render options. Now the viewport works fast and all the grass models still will be rendered. We should make a quick test render to see how it works. As you can see, everything works fine. So I've used the same technique with all the remaining grass I've painted on the surface. I've used bigger proxies in the flood terrain to make the process faster.